Hey everybody, welcome back to Fathericity. I believe this is episode number 9.
I think 9, yeah. 9 of these in the book.
Almost at double digits. Almost at double digits. Yeah, we're gonna get off the artificial intelligence this week and go back to just plain old human interactions and ideas and brainstorming and all that with a brand new topic for tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and say this now. We just spoke before Charlie hit the record button. I'm sorry, dads, if you pose this question. I brought it up to Charlie and he said it was a loaded question. And I was like, nah. And yeah, apparently it's a loaded question. So it works out for you guys.
You said, no, it'll be awesome. It strengthens your relationship and it brings in feelings of gratitude towards one another, and it just makes everything better. And what did I tell you? You said, oh, this is great for your relationship. And I said, or it could end it.
I said it could be something that's great for your relationship. That was a disclaimer. I didn't guarantee it.
Well, everything could be good for your relationship.
It could be. So let's see how this goes. So we're brainstorming as usual, and I got this. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. I watch a lot of TikTok, some days more than others, and I was watching and scrolling, and I saw the Dads Who Try podcast. So Dads Who Try, their podcast, and the host guy was saying that he used a sports analogy for dads to challenge themselves and ask their wives 3 questions. And the idea was you ask your spouse these 3 questions, and their response should help you to be a better father and husband and provider and all that for your family. So I posed that to Charlie. I thought it was a good idea. Apparently mixed results. So let's find out what we got. So you like baseball?
I love baseball.
Okay. Charlie's a big baseball fan, so I figured he'd like this. Again, I got this from the Dads Who Try podcast. Make sure I keep saying that. I want to give credit where credit is due. The guy was like, when you need to find your spouse, find your girlfriend, find your baby mama, all those titles.
Hopefully not all.
3 questions.
Just each. You have one of those, not each of those, right?
Yeah. Yeah, one woman.
I mean, if you're tight with your ex and you have a baby mama and a wife now, you could do all that, I guess, and see what the feedback. Yeah, so that it may be different from the current one and the ex one, I would guess, for sure.
Yeah. So the 3 questions are as follows: baseball terms. What is your home run? What is your base hit? And what is your strikeout? And the idea is, your home run is something that you're just killing it as a father. What's the one thing that you do that's like always a knock out of the park that you, no question, you're good, you're golden, you're the best at it. The base hit is something you're consistent with. You may not be the best at it, but you're always consistent. You always keep the ball in play. And then, as always, your strikeout is what your spouse feels is something that you need to work on. So, what'd you get?
What did I get? Okay, so my base hit was probably patient, because I'm patient with the kids and with her. So being patient was like my kind of steady. That's where I'm always there.
Okay, hold on real quick. Hold on, disclaimer. This is what your wife said you were.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I didn't give myself these. No, I didn't do that. This is her responses. So
so your base hit is patience. That's a good one. I wish my wife would have said that about me. That's good. I wish I had that.
Yeah, patience is good. It serves you well. I mean, it's all it I apply it in multiple opportunities in my life. Okay, whether it be work, home, whatever it is. That's something that I have been blessed with up until this point, most of the time. Let's just say that. They say never pray for patience, by the way, because that's
Yeah, I learned that the hard way.
yeah,
My
yeah.
first few years of teaching,
There
I
you go.
learned it the hard way.
So my single was patience, or my base hit. Okay, my strike was the fact that I'm never content.
Hmm.
Yeah, that one hit home a little bit for sure. But she was
Knowing you,
dead
that
on.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, knowing you, that makes sense.
So, she's definitely accurate. And then we didn't necessarily get to a home run. There was a couple things she thought about, but she was overthinking the question, I think. And then, she asked me what your wife said, and then it was a whole deal to where it's like, well, her answers are better than mine. So anyway, it turned into a whole thing at my house,
So,
these questions.
so I think both your wife and my wife's strikeout would be comparison, comparing
It could
themselves to
be.
other people.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, I'm saying that knowing my wife can't listen to what I'm saying. Okay, so I asked my wife the same question, and I posed it to her last week. I heard this a while ago, so I'll pose it to her last week, and she quickly came up with a home run for me, which was like, yay! And then I was like, all right, what's my strikeout? And she's like, I don't know. Now I will say this. I'm gonna preface this. My
Uh-huh.
wife and I think, have had like 3 major blow-ups in an entire relationship.
Okay.
So we have a very non-conflict type thing. We're very passive aggressive to each other from time to time. I will say that too. We're passive aggressive people, but we don't just come out swinging at each other a lot. So we try hard. At least I do. And I think she does too. We're not negative, but I'll go for my strikeout and move up. My wife said my strikeout, and this is kind of similar to yours. I always find a way to be busy.
Right. I could see
Like,
that.
I can't ever just sit and be content with what's going on. Always got to find something to keep my mind going. Uh, and you know this from me. I try to do 1,000 different things,
Yeah.
thinking to be the coolest thing ever. And then 5 minutes later, I move on to the next shiny thing that would be thing. So my wife's like, you're always busy. You don't have to do any of it. You just
Right.
want to do it
You just find a
because you
way
feel
to
like you
keep
have to
yourself
do it.
occupied. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my strikeout. Um, my base hit, she said, was my consistent thing. And I'm proud of this one because it's something I really, really try to focus on. And we talked about this before. Uh, my vision board and all that kind of stuff. I've been waking up pretty much every day between 4:30 and 5 o'clock, getting on the elliptical or going to the gym, just doing something for myself, and then spending time with myself before I get the day started. So I've been cooking breakfast pretty much every morning.
There you
And
go.
after like the first 2 or 3 days, I'd make breakfast for just myself. And my wife would walk in the kitchen and she's looking around like,
Hey,
what
where's
are you
mom?
doing? I'm like, oh, I just ate breakfast and had a cup of coffee. She's like, what about me? I'm like, you were in bed. What about you?
Yeah,
And then I
that
got
right
smart.
there does not
Maybe,
go over well.
maybe you should be smart and cook your wife breakfast too. So that's what I've been doing. And I usually get my son ready for daycare while she's getting dressed and everything. So she said that's my base hit. Like, I'm consistent with those things and just being that. This is something she never has to worry about. It's like Ichiro at bat. If Ichiro's in the batter's box, you know you're going to get a base hit. So
You're
that's
kind of
mine.
dating
And
yourself
then,
with that analogy, but okay, that's cool.
but that's the only guy I know that can be on base like all the time.
I mean, you were
Who's
back
the
that
guy that
far,
does
you
it
might as
now?
well have said Pete Rose. I mean,
He gambled, so I can't go with that one. Uh, and then my wife said my home run was not, I guess, social norms, parent norms. I don't mind doing whatever it is I got to do as a dad. And
Right.
if he throws up, I'm not like, ooh, you take him. If it's bath night, I don't push it off on her. I don't do laundry while she does dishes or this, whatever. We just do stuff together. If I pick up the slack when she needs it, she picks up the slack when I need it. There's no competition. There's no 50-50. We're both at 100-100. And she said that's the home run. She never feels like she's like pigeonholed as the wife mother. And she feels like because I don't act like I don't know, I'm not a typical dad in the sense like
What
I'm just a
she's seen other
disciplinarian and
dads
she
do.
does all
Yeah.
this stuff.
And
Yeah.
she
So
appreciates the
that was
help.
my I'm like, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
So
no, it's pretty good.
I'm not gonna fix the strike. Not gonna fix the strike. That's just my nature. Um, I'll be more considerate of what she's saying and trying to be less busy, but I'm gonna my interest, the creative juices have got the flow, so I'm gonna do something.
Right. No, I'm with you on that. I mean, I think they just have a pretty good idea of who we are, and it doesn't take that long being around us to pick up on that. So I'm sure a lot of the
Yeah.
dads out there, I think asking your kids this would be really well
Yeah.
because um let's see, my oldest son did respond. He heard us talking. He's like, what is it? And we went over it, and let's see, his that he gave me were he said I do golf was my home run, so he doesn't really understand that much about the game of golf, but okay, I'll take that. So then
Why aren't you on the tour?
he said my base hit was playing games with them. I'll play games with them. I'm not very good at games, but I'll play with them. That's what he told me. Is I'm not
Mm-hmm.
very good, but I will play with them. And then my strikeout is Minecraft because I get dizzy and a headache and my eyes hurt when I'm playing Minecraft and I have to quit. And that was my strikeout right there. So
Mm. I can only imagine. I can. You should ask your. You should ask your oldest what those are. That's interesting. I like that, and the fact that your kids may have even better insight of you as a dad than
well, not even
your wife.
well, I don't even think it has to be better insight. Just seeing you get responses from their worldview.
Yeah.
So you get to see how they see it. So I
So
mean,
I still think they're. That's why I think they're better. I like it. That's why I said better. Bad choice of wording, but at the same time, like they're getting 100% dad from you, as opposed to your wife that's getting dad slash husband slash parent slash a
right.
bunch of other things. So like I think that's in its purest form. That's why I said my
Yeah.
son would say some crazy stuff. I know what Trenton would say. Um, Definitely my strikeout with him would be no.
Okay.
I'm the disciplinarian. I say no too much for him.
Right.
Um, I think my consistency would be. Um, I hope this is something that he would say. Um, I always try to teach him how to do right, even when he doesn't want to do right. Um, and then my home run, I have a switch and I have gadgets, and he
That's
likes
your
to play
home
with
run.
those.
You bring
So
technology
that's
to
my
the
home run.
fatherhood. Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
my yeah. I got YouTube Premium, and he can watch videos without commercials, and that's like the greatest thing ever for him. So that would be my home run. Because when we go anywhere else that doesn't have YouTube Premium, and there's a commercial and advertisement, he loses his mind. He doesn't know what's happening. So that
He's
would be
gonna be spoiled
that's
in
what
that
Trendon would
way.
say.
He is out on commercials
Yeah.
for sure.
So those that would he probably has something else. I don't know, but he's
I
only
think you would talk to
two
him
and a
and there
half.
would be
So
something off the wall. I'd be curious. I need to ask my other two. They were there, but they didn't really play along. I mean, they kind of my son got them to agree with what he was saying, but as far as
mhm.
independently get them to acknowledge that was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Especially with your son and then your oldest being your daughter, what maybe even what they see differently. Maybe. But again, they may be too
Maybe.
young. It's just what the kid sees. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. And I like seeing their outlook on life because I grew up an only child. So like just the sibling thing and kind of view, how they view everything and how they feel like they're being treated is something, a lot of times that I didn't necessarily understand because I was an only child and when my parents were there, I had their complete attention, I guess, for the most part.
So what you need to do is those Facebook quizzes or those Facebook questions with your
I
kids.
don't
Have you
like
done those
doing
with your
that.
kids?
I have enough data that people are mining out there. I don't need to.
No, no. Okay, don't post it. But like, have you seen those where like you ask your kid questions and like they just answer honestly? Like, what does daddy do for a living? And they'll just tell you, like, how old are you? Uh, what's your favorite food? And just like not don't post your answers, but like just
Oh,
find one of those cute kid quizzes and ask them those questions and see what you get from your children.
I already know what
That's
I
what I'm
get with
saying.
my from my kids on that. I mean, what does daddy do? He works with rocks all day. I mean, I guarantee you that's it. Because one of their favorite things to do is back when I worked like at a plant, is they would come and they'd love to climb on the big giant rock stockpile. So they'd climb up to the top and run around and then go up and down those. So they tell you that I work with rocks all day. Um, what was the other one you said? Uh,
Like, what's their? How old are they?
oh no, I just turned 40, Jermaine. It's kind of a big deal around here. So they know
Yeah,
daddy is old if
they don't remember that. They don't remember that.
I will say, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They know I'm 40. Now, I will say this: the youngest one, it tripped him out. Here a couple weeks ago, we were talking, and it tripped him out. He knew I was 40 and I was old, but he didn't realize that I was not as old as Grandma. He asked me if I was older than Grandma. Yeah, yeah, that's that's a little kick in the shin right there. If your son asks you if your mother is is older than you are.
That that's pretty funny. You should ask them what year you were born. That's the question.
Okay, okay,
What year were you born? They'll probably say 1894,
right,
something like that.
something like that. Because he always has big numbers whenever he talks about stuff. But is that what you were looking up? Because we could see it in your glasses. We could see
Yeah,
what
of course
you.
you can. I got a big massive phone right here,
Okay,
double
yeah,
screen phone. Yeah, I was trying to look it up, but I can't find anything. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what again what your kids would say. You got to find one, write those down, and like bring those up later. Maybe in conversation we can talk about it one night.
yeah. I'll have to see about that. But so, what else? Do we want to talk about anything else tonight?
Um, I think that's a good. I think that's a good one. You're a Mavs fan, so how you feel about Kyrie and Luca losing to LeBron after what a 20 point something lead?
27
I
points.
saw that.
It was like, but up until last night, teams that had 27-point lead were like 126 and 0 or 137 and 0 or something like that. And now they're not. It's pretty crazy.
Only a Dallas team. Only a Dallas team.
Well, not only,
That's all I can say.
I mean, I okay, a Vikings fan is not just going to sit here and give me a bunch of crap about teams blowing leads. Okay, no sir,
The
no.
difference between us though is we don't have leads. We
Okay,
just lose games. We don't have leads.
right. Are you not a Mavs fan? Are you a
I,
Timberwolves fan?
oh no, I don't think I have an NBA team right now. I
Oh,
really don't think I have an NBA team right now. I'm a big LeBron fan, so I'll go where LeBron goes. But I don't. I'm not a.
it's tough to root
Haven't
for the Lakers.
watched. Yeah, I'm not a Laker fan. I'm a LeBron fan, so I'm not a big Laker guy.
I got you.
I'm not. I'm a fan of players, but not teams right now. So I don't have a team
Well, that's
because I
good
don't watch basketball.
because if a player was on your favorite team, they could ask to get moved off of it like next week, and then you
Yeah.
know, your team would not be as good anymore. So that's a
So
whole
yeah, I don't.
discussion.
I wish. Yeah. I don't have a team. I don't. Yeah. And then baseball is a whole different thing. So
Yeah, for sure. But all right, well, I think that'll be it. Everybody like, subscribe.
share all that stuff. Yeah. And ask questions, comment, email, share, critique us, give us some notes, give us some questions, all that good stuff, all that good feedback stuff.
Yeah, and if any of y'all go and ask your wives the questions we talked about, put it down in the comments. Send us an email at fathericity@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from y'all and see what's going on.
Well, I'm gonna take my son in the bed. So y'all have a thank y'all for listening, and we'll check you out for episode number 10 coming up in another week or so.
We got to do something big for double digits.
All right. Later, everybody.
Later.